something has shifted inside of you. And now everything around you feels different. And you can no longer try to fit into places that you just don't belong. A lot of you all are experiencing a lot of growing pains. The Bible says that much knowledge can cause much grief. When you know, you know. A lot of you all have become socially aware and conscious to what's going on around you, and it has made you sensitive to your environment. And now you can feel the atmospheric changes. Your senses are heightened, and now everyone seems different to you. Everywhere seems different. You no longer look at the world the same. You now understand that we're in the midst of a spiritual war. And there's always something going on in that spiritual realm. And you're beginning to recognize when these anomalies manifest on people. So now you're moving different. Your discernment is moving in the right direction, which is upward. And now it feels like you're in a wilderness. The wilderness of the people, where the mass majority choose to remain blind, where the mass majority is operating on a low frequency, the mass majority is carnal. They're zombies. And the more you know, the more you discern, the more you think, the more you feel. Some of you all may dwell on things that you shouldn't dwell on. But it becomes a lonely road when you can see what's going on and everybody around you refuses to see. People start believing that you're strange, when in actuality, you're just peculiar. You're waking up. So now you're becoming more withdrawn to the things that you used to gravitate towards because those things no longer interest you. You got your mind set on things above because you understand that when you focus on the things of the heavens, all other things shall be added unto you. That's how spiritual the war is. So some of you all have fallen out with people. People who would not allow you to grow. People who was threatened by your progress because they stood more to gain from the old version of you. They were threatened by your awakening because they choose to stay asleep. So you may have stopped getting invites to certain gatherings and get-togethers simply because the light that's on you will shine on their darkness and they don't want to see. So they started the smear campaigns, the gossip, the lies, the slander. And some of you all were betrayed by people that you genuinely thought had love for you. But they didn't. They never valued you. They took you for granted. And while you were in their presence, they did not know who you were. You had people around you that exploited your shortcomings. And it changed a lot of you brothers and sisters. You can no longer look at people the same anymore. A great deal of you all have been through this. A lot of you all have been preview to narcissistic abuse. And the worst pain in the world is when you at a point where you're almost broken and the people around you decide to break you even more. That changes a person. That makes you more quiet. That makes you observe more. It makes you stoic. It makes you less likely to open up to people. But this growing pain is a necessity in this spiritual walk, because the love of many have waxed cold. A lot of you all had your good hearts taken advantage of. A lot of you all were fighting wars that you didn't even know existed. But somehow, some way, you were able to escape the clutches of the beast. Some of you all received people off face value. You didn't dig deep enough. And we're all guilty of this. A lot of you all were simply trying to do the right thing. And you tried to do the right thing with the wrong people. And you had to suffer the consequences of that. So it taught you to have your guard up. It taught you to be careful who you bring around you. There's a lot of people who seem to be chosen ones, but in actuality, on the low, a lot of them be witches and warlocks. And it's important in this day and age to know what somebody is truly into. You got to understand the motives of people, because once you give these people a point of entry, they can run amok on your life. For a lot of you all, you have changed and your faith has grown immensely. Your belief has reached another level. And it's because you have seen the witchcraft backfire. You've seen the incantations get cast down. You've seen the spells casted get put in reverse. You've seen those who became your enemies used as a footstool. So this change is not all bad, because you've grown in faith. A lot of you all needed to endure survivor mode in order to be stronger in your beliefs, in order to know that the Most High is on your side. And there's times where brothers and sisters lose people, places, or things. And some of you all mourn those things that the Most High delivered you from. And I want you to consider something. I want you to think about how he feels when he delivers you from circumstances, situations, toxic situations, people who have ill intentions. I want you to think about how he feels when you mourn his protection. Once you understand that people come and go like the wind blow, and that the Most High is deeply invested in you, brothers and sisters, then you will walk a whole nother path, understanding that who is meant to be will be, and it will naturally gravitate, and it will be complete symmetry and syncrecy with the people who are meant to be in your life. You're not going to be around people who twist your words. You're not going to be around people who are determined on misunderstanding you. You're not going to be around people who betray you, people who don't have your best interests at heart. You won't be around those people. Although this transformation you're going through, ladies and gentlemen, it can be difficult. But you got to look at how much you all have weathered the storm. A lot of you all are beginning to see right through people. They cannot be inconsistent with you anymore. They no longer can manipulate. You see the full picture. You see how they played you and played with you. A lot of you all had your good hearts taken advantage of, and instead of your hearts turning cold, you put things into proper perspective. You did not become like the people who abandoned you. You did not become like the people who harmed you while you were down. You did not become like the people who were unforgiving and unrepentant. You did not grow haughty and high-minded and full of pride, but instead, you put things in a perspective. See, ladies and gentlemen, you chosen ones of the Most High are multi-dialectic thinkers, which means you're not looking for a hero or a villain when it comes to circumstances and situations you may have gone through. You can look at things from multiple perspectives. That's what empathy produces. You're not looking for closure with people anymore because you understand that the Most High God is in control. And you also understand that anybody you cross paths with, you were meant to learn from those experiences in life. And it was meant to teach you. It was meant to teach everyone involved. And when you can place yourself on the outside and look in, you'll realize that it's all in his plan. And you'll also realize how much favor that you have and how much mercy has been granted because your purpose, the Most High is invested in. You no longer see the world the same. You're no longer chasing. You're no longer desperate for attention. You're no longer desperate for people's company. And sure, you value the presence of righteous people who are like-minded. And it's rejuvenating being around such people. But you just don't see the mass majority the same. You no longer want to fit in places that you used to want to fit in. You just don't care. You don't mind being your rare, peculiar self and letting people think whatever they want to think about you. You don't mind people criticizing your shortcomings. You don't mind any of it because you realize whose side you're on. And you also realize that the people who do the most gossip, criticizing, pointing out flaws, they're the ones with the most issues. And you realize that the balance will all be placed in order at the end. So you don't see the world the same no more. You can see the lack of depth in people. Some of you all can physically see the evil spirits on people. You can see them manifest in real time. Some of you all can peep the body language. You can smell the energy coming off these people. A lot of you all are no longer looking at the physical appearance of people, but you're looking at the inside. And it's changing you. It's making you realize that this world is way more spiritual than they're trying to tell us. And so praise the Most High and bless your eyes that you can see and your ears that you can hear. Ladies and gentlemen, you're part of an elite group of people. So congratulations. And although the mass majority, they're going to try to rise up against you in these last days, stay on the straight and narrow. It doesn't matter if it's 1,000 versus 1. The scriptures say that you will elevate over that. That's real power. Like, comment if you relate to this particular message, hype the video up, support my material at newbreedglobaltruth.com. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. One love, peace.